I am going to expose a hidden truth to you about arc raiders in this video. Like Neo rising from the Matrix, I am about to free your mind from this game and change the way you play forever. There is a lie that a majority of the players that play this game believe. It causes people the untold amount of stress when they die, lose their loot. It causes people to fight savagely for no reason whatsoever, and all kinds of other crazy, strange behaviors. And that lie is that loot and guns are scarce. They're not. The only thing actually scarce in this game is blueprints. So if you want to fight savagely over a blueprint drop area, then by all means do that. That makes plenty of sense. And I know you're like, what are you talking about, Firespark? You so crazy? But don't worry, I'm not gonna make these claims without backing them up with a little bit of proof. This whole time, you've been watching the very beginnings of a loot run. I went into this match butt naked and without absolutely anything, because you don't need to go into a match with anything. This whole, oh, I have to have a gun, I have to take in a free kit if I don't take in some other type of loadout is absolute nonsense. The only thing you need to do if you go in without anything is slightly change up the way you play. And to be honest with you, you should not even be taking free kits in because they don't give you the butt storage. So if you end up finding a blueprint, which once again are rare in this game, you won't be guaranteed to get said blueprint out, and you're gonna be clinching the whole time, doing your best to escape. And if you get caught up in a PvP fight, you're gonna be really sad that you did. And some of you who have been around for a while and watched my other videos are gonna be like, didn't you put out in a tips video that I should be taking a free kit in? Yeah, but that was before I had over 200 hours in the game and come to the understanding that I'm explaining to you in this video. So the point of this run is a targeted loot run. I have planned out a specific kit that I want to gather the resources for, and I've used my handy dandy loadout calculator to tell me everything I need to be on the lookout for. The link's down in the description if you want to grab a copy of it for yourself. And this kit is very simple and designed to help you snowball. So for this kit, I have selected the Combat MK1. This allows us to equip our medium shield, a kettle at level 2, 5 bandages, and 2 shield recharges. This is a very modest kit, but it's a little bit better than what you would get if you went with a free kit. To acquire this kit and craft it from scratch, you need 1 arc circuitry, 2 arc power cells, 4 batteries, 25 fabric, 14 metal parts, 16 plastic, and 24 rubber parts. Now, why am I explaining all this to you? Because if loot was scarce, it would take multiple runs to get all of this stuff. If loot is not scarce, then I should be able to get double of what I need in a single run, allowing me to craft 2 of these kits so that if I die, it's not that big of a deal. I'm always ahead of the game and will forever always be ahead of the game because I'm pulling out enough resources to craft 2 of these every run, and you should be extracting way more than you're failing. And here's the results of that run. The only thing that I did not manage to get double of was the plastic parts, and I was just having difficulty in this specific instance finding stuff to break down into plastic, but I did get enough to craft the kit and a little bit extra. And some of you are going to be down there in the comments going, well, how am I supposed to do anything with this with PvP? Currently, as the game stands right now, if you can't make this kit work in PvP, then nothing else that you're going to do is going to help you with your PvP shenanigans. I've seen plenty of people go in with free kits and take out people who are completely geared to the brim and easily exit with all of their green, blue, and pink gear. But on top of that, as you saw from the footage, I did manage to find 2 guns, 1 trash gun and an anvil, which is really good, which I can then pair with my kettle and take that into the next round once I've made my new augment and my medium shield. So this proves 2 things. First off, I was able to find double the loot to craft a decent kit, showing that loot is not rare, especially if you target farm and know exactly where to go to get the things that you need, which isn't hard to learn after spending a little bit of time in the game. And 2, guns are also not super rare because it's pretty easy to find guns if you know where to look. Gun crates are just thrown all over the place, and you can easily find guns, grenades, and all kinds of other stuff behind barricaded doors of all different kinds of rarity. A lot of it just comes down to luck of the draw. And I know many of you are going to be like, yeah, but Firespark, that's a super simple basic kit. And it is, and it was designed this way to prove a general point. But what if we wanted to craft something a little bit more complex? Well, let's take a look at something a little bit more complex. Now, this kit that you're taking a look at isn't all that. Honestly, I wouldn't even run the Renegade. I would run an anvil, but I chose the Renegade because the Renegade's blue and I want to prove a point. You can see to the right side of this setup with our looting MK3 survivor, our medium shield, our Renegade at level 2, and our Toro at level 1 with 2 shield recharges and 5 bandages. Our total cost isn't really that bad. We need 1 arc circuitry, 2 power cells, 2 advanced electrical components, 3 advanced mechanical components, 4 battery, 25 fabric, 5 mechanical components, 5 medium gun parts, 5 oil, 3 processors, 10 10 rubber, and 6 simple gun parts. The hardest thing to get out of this entire lineup is only difficult if you don't have the blueprint for it, and that is the medium gun parts. It is super simple to farm simple gun parts. It takes simple gun parts to make the medium gun parts. So if you have the blueprint for it, then it's super easy to do. The rest of this stuff can be made and refined if you have your upgraded refiner, and none of this stuff is difficult to get. Now, I will point out that some of this stuff may take you more than one run to get enough of to make multiple kits, and that's simply because of the long list that we have here and the limit that we have to our weight and inventory size. It has nothing to do with the fact that any of this stuff is difficult to get. So you could just do 2 runs back to back where you're collecting half of it in one run and the other half in the other run and collecting double that in order to be able to make 2 of these kits. And that's only if you need to craft a bunch of this stuff from scratch, because if I scroll down to our raw resource overview here, it shows us the crafting resources that we would need if we craft everything that is craftable in this setup. So I took our loadout that we got and we crafted from our previous run into another run to try to see how many of these resources I could get. I kind of ran out of time because I got pinned down, and that's just a situation that you may run into from time to time, but I didn't want to keep doing this to try to get a perfect example. I wanted to go back in and see what I could pull out. And I got a good chunk of the resources we needed and more than enough of some of these resources. For example, we only needed 3 processors. I got a total of 5. We only needed 4 batteries. I got a total of 12. I got enough of the initial simple gun parts that we needed, but I did not get enough to craft all of the medium gun parts we would need if I had the ability to craft them. I did, however, find 1 medium gun part, and I found a ⴄⴜ which I could break down if I wanted to, or I could just take it into the next round with me and use it instead. This is a perfect example of how guns aren't really that rare. I went in the first round, found multiple green guns, went into the second round and found a blue gun and multiple green guns, which I broke down to get the simple gun parts that I currently have in my inventory. So I'm confident that in the second run, provided I don't get pinned down for a chunk of the time I'm in the map, I will be able to get the stuff that I need to easily craft multiple copies of this kit. And because I know there will be some people who will jump down there in the comments being like, it's not that easy, especially for if you're trying to make pink guns or whatever. And you're wrong, it is. You just need to target farm, and you need to know exactly what you need to be target farming. So go download my app so that you can figure out exactly what you need, figure out where that stuff spawns at, and then just run that route until you get an abundance of said things. It's really not that difficult to do, as you can see from my massive inventory of nonsense. This isn't stolen from other players. This is found or crafted loot. I do PvP, but often when I PvP, it ends up with me just handing over a bunch of this stuff to someone. And I do want to point out too, before we wrap up this video, that some of this stuff becomes easier as you level, which is how it should be. You shouldn't be able to just start off as a new player and immediately be crafting blue guns super easy. But as you level and you put points into things that get you, for example, the ability to open the security lockers, you can easily find higher level guns and tons of gun parts, as well as grenades and a bunch of other stuff. All right, we're gonna wrap it up there. Hopefully you all found this video helpful and informational. If you did, please consider hitting the subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified when I upload other videos. And if you're looking for some more of my content, you can find a link to another one of my videos on the screen right now. I want to give an absolute massive shout out and thank you to all of my channel supporters for helping to keep these videos sponsor free. You all are absolutely amazing people. If you would like to become an official channel supporter, check out the links in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy, you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and share your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.